Virgo, welcome to Ultra Instinct Tarot. My name is Andres, and I'll be the one taking care of you for this reading. Interesting. The Tower card just made an sudden appearance in my face. So I will be receiving the help from these three homies. They're very good homies. 10 and 10 would recommend. Oh, interesting. Okay. I guess we're just working with these two decks. Looks like the Thoth Tarot didn't want to show itself. That's interesting. Cool. Alright. Well, we'll just go ahead and get started. Let me start with laziness, Virgo. Laziness. Laziness feels like a bad word, but whatever that guy's doing looks like the life. This is the 9 of Cups. So in the Tree of Life, we are down here in the foundation of the tree, where things converge to get to Earth. This would be like the imagination if you wanted to go up. But we're at the 9 of Cups. This gentleman clearly thinks he's got it made. He sits in his big overstuffed chair wearing his sunglasses, shaded by his umbrella, with his pink slippers and his pina colada in his hand. He doesn't have the energy to get up and do anything because he thinks he's done it already. He hasn't yet turned to see the mirror cracking around him on his right. A sure sign that the place he thinks he's finally arrived at is about to shatter and dissolve before his very eyes. Interesting, and I did take a peek at the Tower card while I was shuffling. The message this card brings is that this poolside resort is not your final destination. The journey isn't over yet, and as that white bird flying into the vastness of the sky is trying to show. Back here. If you didn't see it, because I didn't see it. He's tiny. Interesting, it's tiny. As that white bird flying into the vastness of the sky is trying to show. Your complacency might have arisen from a real sense of achievement, but now it's time to move on. No matter how fuzzy the slippers, how tasty the pina colada, there are skies upon skies still waiting to be explored. Don't you worry, Virgo. When you are lazy, it is a negative taste. You simply feel that you have no energy. You simply feel dull. You simply feel sleepy. You simply feel dead. When you are in a state of non-doing, then you are full of energy. So there's a difference between laziness and non-doing. When you are non-doing, then you are full of energy. It is a very positive taste. You have full energy overflowing. You are radiant, bubbling, vibrating. You are not sleepy. You are perfectly aware. You are not dead. You are tremendously alive. There is a possibility the mind can deceive you. It can rationalize laziness as non-doing. You can say, I have become a Zen master, or I believe in Tao. But you are not deceiving anybody else. You will be deceiving only yourself. So be alert. So what's really jumping out at me though is no matter how fuzzy the slippers, how tasty the pina colada, there are skies upon skies still waiting to be explored. So you're not at your final destination even though it feels like it. But there's even better than whatever is going on right now. I had the need to say that don't worry too. I think it's because of this. He hasn't yet to turn to see the mirror cracking around him on his right. A sure sign that the place he thinks he's finally arrived at is about to shatter and dissolve before his very eyes. I think that's the big worry. That whatever you have achieved right now, Virgo, that you're gonna lose it. But as you can see, I mean, if you do end up losing it, everything happens for a reason, and that's only because there was something even better to come. if you don't lose it, then enjoy. Enjoy, and don't think you hit your limit. You know, it's like in One Piece. There's this part where Usopp, they go to an island and they meet these people that do fireworks, and their family make fireworks. And so Usopp made this firework by himself, and he really wanted to show it off and then the girl that in the family that works with the fireworks, she was like, "Oh, that's a cool firework. It's gonna be so cool when it's finished." And then Usopp was like, "What?" He got offended because, I mean, his firework was finished. He already completed the firework. He just needed to set it off. But then later on, when he's gonna set it off, she tells him, I mean, a firework, what she meant by saying it's gonna be so cool when it's finished, she said what she was saying was that it's gonna look so cool when it blows up, because a firework isn't finished until it blows up. Like, the whole point of making a firework is to make it blow up in the sky. So even if the firework is created, it's still not finished until it blows up in the sky. So same with humans, same with you. Even if you feel like you've got it made, you're not finished until you die, Like, the whole point to becoming human, to going so far down the tree of life, is to learn to die. And you're not going to be finished until you die, because that's the whole point of being a human. So you can die, no death, so you know how to live. This person knows how to live. Maturity. This is the Ace of Pentacles. Interesting. So this person thinks he has it made, but he's just in his emotions. Like, he doesn't actually have it made outside in the real world. This is the end that this guy thinks he's at. This is all of Pentacles, which is all of any material thing, any abundance, whatever you would think is abundance. This is all in this little circle. This figure stands alone, silent and yet alert, which is something this guy isn't doing, being alert. The inner being is filled with flowers that carry the quality of springtime and regenerate wherever he goes. This inner flowering and the wholeness that he feels affords the possibility of unlimited movement. He can move in any direction. Within and without it makes no difference, as his joy and maturity cannot be diminished by externals. This guy looks like his joy is determined by his externals. He has come to time of centeredness and expansiveness. The white glow around the figure is his protection and his light. All of life's experiences have brought him to this time of perfection. When you draw this card, know well this moment carries a gift for hard work well done. Your base is solid now, and success and good fortune are yours, for they are the outcome of what has already been experienced within. The distinction, interesting. So the foundation, I even said foundation over here too. A distinction between the grasses and the blossoms is the same as between you not knowing that you are a Buddha and the moment that you know that you are a Buddha. In fact, there is no way to be otherwise. Buddha is completely blossomed, fully opened. His lotuses, his petals, have come to a completion. Certainly, to be full of spring yourself is far more beautiful than the autumn dews falling on the lotus leaves. That is one of the most beautiful things to watch, when autumn dews fall on the lotus leaves and shine in the morning sun like real pearls. But of course it is a momentary experience. As the sun rises, the autumn dews start evaporating. This temporary beauty cannot be compared, certainly with an eternal spring in your being. You look back as far as you can, and it has always been there. You look forward as much as you can, and you will be surprised it is your very being. Wherever you are, it will be there, and the flowers will continue to shower on you. This is spiritual spring. This person has it made, but she knows it keeps going and going. Interesting. 5 of Swords. This looks like this type of energy. He thinks he's got it all. This guy also has all the swords. He has so many swords that he can't even carry all the swords. And these guys don't even have any swords, because this guy has them all. Speak your truth, Virgo. This person is whole. this person isn't. Five of Swords. The Swords is all about the mind too. So it's a way of thinking. Five of Swords is about bullying, intimidation, aggression, deceit, hollow victory. Aggression is suggested by the Five of Swords. There may be conflict, but no matter who comes out as a perceived winner, everyone loses. It's like everyone's playing with a bunch of swords. So eventually you're gonna get cut. Sharp and painful words linger even when the fight is over. Ego may be at play here. Some may feel that the most important thing is winning. Even if the fool wins, trust and dignity have been lost. Every battle has its price. What does victory truly mean to you? Okay, I think that's important. Because this guy thinks he's victorious, but we have found that this is the victorious one. And so this is the same thing. What does victory truly mean to you? Do you really feel victorious? Does it involve conquering others? Are there ways to win without hurting loved ones or others in the process? Does your victory necessitate another's loss? When we diminish others in order to lift ourselves, there is no true winner. This card calls for a careful understanding of how we treat others. Yeah, I think the same way about like confidence. Like real confident people don't need to put others down to feel good about themselves. You know, they just feel good about themselves because they don't compare themselves to anybody else. They just feel good about themselves as who they are. And so in turn, difference is that they want other people to feel the way that they do. They want other people to feel confident as well. So they will, help other people around them, show them what confidence is, not what like fake confidence that you have to put people down around you to prove that you're better, Look at the costs. Apologize if you regret saying something that was unfair. There's still a possibility of reconciliation. Ask for forgiveness. I don't know if that's somebody else or if that's you, Forgive this guy for thinking he had it all. This person would forgive that one and that one. The Empress. Yeah, wow, it looks like they're literally marrying. Here, we can go like this. See, look at that. That guy's like, they're looking at each other now. They're like, yeah, that guy hasn't made. She's like, I don't need to put other people down. Look at me, I'm beautiful. Same with the Empress. Number 3. They both have their backs. That's interesting. Okay. The Empress. She looks confident. She looks like she doesn't need to put anybody else down. She's creative, actually. She's like the feminine energy, nurturing abundance. She will take care of the ones around her. The Empress is the embodiment of the divine feminine energy that is deeply creative, expressive, and sensual. She is tied to the earthly realm and the delights of the senses, with an innate connection to the natural world. Her state of abundance is coupled with a maternal instinct that is nurturing and compassionate, but also fiercely protective of all that is vulnerable and sacred. What can you show gratitude for? A peaceful sway of trees in the wind, or the sun's rays on a cold morning. Could the beauty in these moments inspire you to start a new project? Appreciation and connection to all that surrounds us also develops our sense of empathy. Do you feel the need to care for others? How can you support them? Take pleasure in your senses. Start a creative project if you want, if that'll help. Venture into nature. Whether gardening or taking a hike in the mountains, feeling connected with the natural world helps us feel more firmly rooted in our bodies. Help us stop fighting. The Fool. Interesting. Okay, so the Fool is all about kind of like a baby, I mean, a baby is a fool, but it's not a fool, It doesn't know better. Same with this guy. He didn't know any better. He thinks he's where he needs to be. Same with this guy. He thinks he's winning, You know, if we put this guy in Fortnite or PUB, we'd probably praise him, because I mean, he's fighting and he's beating these guys in the back. And so when you think those are the rules, I mean, you don't know any better. So this is the beginning. Just like these guys are at the beginning. The Fool is literally the beginning. Before the beginning even. But I'll read the Fool. Moment to moment, and with every step, the Fool leaves the past behind. He carries nothing more than his purity, innocence, and trust, symbolized by the white rose in his hand. The pattern on his waistcoat contains the colors of all 4 elements of the tarot, indicating that he is in harmony with all that surrounds him. His intuition is functioning at its peak. At this moment, the Fool has the support of the universe to make this jump into the unknown. Adventures await him in the river of life. The card indicates that if you trust your intuition right now, your feeling of the rightness of things, you cannot go wrong. Your actions may appear foolish to others or even to yourself if you try to analyze them with the rational mind. And that's what these guys are doing. But the 0 place occupied by the Fool is the numberless number where trust and innocence are their guides, not skepticism and past experience. Okay, I think that's huge. That's important right there. Write this down, Virgo. Your actions may appear foolish to others or even to yourself if you try to analyze them with the rational mind. But the 0 place occupied by the Fool is the numberless number where trust and innocence are the guides, not skepticism and past experience. A fool is one who goes on trusting. A fool is one who goes on trusting against all his experience. You deceive him, and he trusts you. And you deceive him again, and he trusts you. And you deceive him again, and he trusts you. Then you will say that he is a fool. He does not learn. His trust is tremendous. His trust is so pure that nobody can corrupt it. Be a fool in the Taoist sense, in the Zen sense. Don't try to create a wall of knowledge around you. Whatsoever experience comes to you, let it happen, and then go on dropping it. Go on clearing your mind continuously. Go on dying to the past so you remain in the present, here, now, as if it just born, just a babe. In the beginning it is going to be very difficult. The world will start taking advantage of you. Let them. They are poor fellows. Even if you are cheated and deceived and robbed, let it happen, because that which is really yours cannot be robbed from you. That which is really yours nobody can steal from you. Each time you don't allow situations to corrupt you, that opportunity will become an integration inside. Your soul will become more crystallized. And that doesn't mean just let it happen and let it keep happening. Let it keep happening. It just means there's no reaction, Even if you are cheated, deceived, and robbed. Let it happen, because that is what is really yours. What is really yours cannot be robbed from you. But if there's something around you that is the one robbing you, then that's definitely not part of you. Something that is part of you is not going to rob and steal from you or act like these people. What you want is to be nurtured, and that is what you need, Virgo. The Moon. The sun is coming up. As soon as you let go of the night, you let go of what you think are the rules. You let go of what you think needs to happen, and follow yourself, your intuition. Follow who you are, who you want to be. Follow what doesn't make sense. Follow what makes sense to you, even if it doesn't make sense to others as well. But make sure you're protecting yourself and you feel whole. I think that's the most important part, is whatever is part of you is not going to hurt you. If something is hurting you, that's not really, I don't think it's part of you. Or at least it shouldn't be. But what I do find cool is how these are whole. This is another whole. This isn't whole. This guy isn't whole. And that's tiny. And this guy is definitely not old. He dropped some of his swords. She's got this circle here and this one here. So the moon is about fantasy, habits, instincts, unconscious. As a fool gazes at the moon's reflection on the surface of a lake, the line between the reflection and what is real becomes blurred. Alright, I think that's important. Figuring out the line between the reflection and what is real becomes blurred. Our instincts and feelings affect the way that we perceive the world. What we see around us mirrors our internal landscape. The moon represents this mirror world of the eternal, where our imagination thrives and our fantasies linger. I feel like I've been extremely confusing about this, but I think that's the point, that you are the one that's gonna know exactly what's happening. All you need to know is, if you think you're where you're at, know there's better things that you can't even imagine. When the moon is present, our perception is highly affected by our internal narrative. Is reading a situation in your relationship difficult because it activates subconscious triggers? You will need a high awareness of your own character, its lights and its shadows, in order to distinguish between fears that you've created and those that are real. Exercise and observe your fantasies. Take some time to daydream and consider what type of narratives show up in your imaginings. Perhaps you put yourself in the role of a damsel in distress, or maybe you are a capable problem solver. Examine your desires, your motivations, and the role of others in these daydreams. So when you keep making stories in your head, just keep noting of who you are in each situation, and then I feel like there should be a common ground in all of these different people that take part in your stories, but especially the ones you put yourself in, and keep noticing what kind of situations they keep putting themselves in, and that's your subconscious trying to tell you something. Examine your mood. Try and name your moods throughout the day. Observe how they color your interactions and reactions to the world around you. Consider how your internal landscape shapes each day. So try to name your moods throughout the day. And if you're saying certain moods that keep popping up, try to start noticing those patterns. And that is gonna, I think, because life keeps going in circles, so those patterns will keep happening. And if there's something you don't like about those patterns, then they will keep happening, especially if you don't like them, because that just means you haven't understood yet. And the whole point is to understand, so that you can, these people don't understand, and then after you understand, then you can chill and live life the way you're supposed to be. Much love, Virgo. You'll find yourself. This is proof too. There's light at the end of the tunnel. Few words do trick. There is no road here. Interesting. So it's like these all have rules that they're following. Well, most of these too. But there are no rules that should be shaping what you're doing. The only one that you should be shaping is yourself. There is no road here. Keep going and you'll be driving headfirst into a lake with Michael and DuQuette. Yeah, that sounds like what these guys are doing. Turn around, try a different path, try a different way of doing things, try a different perspective. Whatever is going on, there is no road, there are no rules, there are no guidelines, there is no road. There's no one way, exact way of doing things. You're right in the middle and you have all sorts of directions you can go. There is no road. Have fun and explore and listen to your heart. Where there is no road, you can always make one. Thank you for being here, Virgo. Have a good day. See you next time.